Hi, welcome to the world of StarCraft 2. I'm Galaxy StarCraft, your host and commentator today. And do you remember those old days when I used to chew M&Ms and eat food and drink stuff while I was casting? I have no idea what I was thinking. It was crazy, but I actually do have some tea with me right now. And this Earl Grey tea with no milk, but lots of nice sugar. We have Scrap Station is the map on today's cast. And we have Terran, the blue Naama on the right, and GLHF says Naama, and have fun says Mana. So Naama then says, let's hope that on the third we try something, not that important. So anyway, Mana is going to be on the left side on Scrap Station. Do recount the DreamHack tournament, which took place maybe about a month ago, and D9 and Apollo were the casters for that tournament, and it came down to Mouse Naama versus Mouse Mana in the finals, and Naama beat Mana. And so we're going to just have to see if Mana can come back and take a game off on Naama here. Naama is a fabulous Terran player from Europe. I love his play. It is generally pretty aggressive. Whereas Mana tends to play kind of not defensive, but very conservative, methodical, and he really hangs in there under a lot of pressure. So I anticipate a very good match. This was played on Battle.net. I do not think this was a tournament. It's probably just one of their practice games. I could be wrong. Sometimes it says Battle.net, but it's actually a tournament. There were a couple of these games. So anyway, we are staring at Mana's probe, which did activate that tower for a quick second, going past these gasoline tanks and up into the base of Naama. Of course, there is only one spawning position that your opponent could be at. And now we have the SCV crossing Mana's probe. Naama deciding to scout a little bit later, but not that big of a deal. If we go into the base of Mana, it looks like he only has built a second pylon. The gateway is just finishing, and now is when we will find out what his build is going to be. Meanwhile, it looks like Naama is just going from a barracks refinery into an orbital command, so pretty standard so far. We will just have to see what these players have in store for us. Okay, the first Marine is out, and sometimes, ooh, a tech lab on the way, so very interesting. We could very well see a factory next. That would be pretty logical thing to see. Cybernetics core coming down for Mana, so again, standard. Now the question I have is, will the gas go down now or a little bit later? If the gas goes down later, we could see a fast expansion. Or just a few warp gates into expansion, you know, or like a 4 warp gate. If the gas goes down now, then we could see like a Stargate or an early Robo. Marine taking a few pot shots on this probe. So I wasn't finished talking about these players. Mana is also a great European player from the Mouse team. So they are on the same team, and they know each other quite well, which you could tell by the way they were talking to each other. It's quite friendly. And it looks like a Marine and Marauder now out. It looks like we have concussion shells. It's almost done, so this Marauder is going to... I thought that he was going to try and use the concussion cells, but the Marauder is actually running away. He might be waiting for the second Marauder, which is right here in the base, but I don't see this Marauder doing anything except moving back. So this Marine is just going to be scouting from Naama, and it will just get shot down by this Stalker. Ooh, I think that Naama just wants to see if there's a fast expansion coming. But as we can see, the builds, we do see a Robo facility and the second gas now. So we will see probably an Observer. And we have a Stargate being built on the Tech Lab, so we could see Banshees. And here is the factory, which I'm not surprised to see whatsoever. So a bunker being placed here, which means that I don't think that Naama is going to be expanding anytime soon. He's probably just going to build the Starport and possibly build Banshees and Cloak. Oh, Naama is now... He wants to know if there's going to be an expansion. So let's look at Naama's point of view. Yeah, see, you can see this Marine is going back and forth. And it's like, oh, is there an expansion? Is there an expansion? But there is no expansion. So So I think that Naama feels very safe. And this build, if you have a Banshee coming out, well, you always want to know when your opponent expands. So if you're staying on one base, you want to... Oh, interesting choice. Building a Raven before Banshee. So that Raven anticipates building a point defense drone against Stalkers, and also can detect observers. So interesting choice right there. So as soon as this Raven comes out, he will be able to shoot down this observer. Ooh, it looks like Naama may actually know where this observer is, because he's following it with the Marines. He probably can see the outline a little bit. But anyway, but the observer from Mana does get to see everything that's going on in Naama's base. He sees the 1-1-1 build. He sees another factory going down. Let's look at what Mana is doing right now. Looks like he's building an Immortal and a third gateway. So that third gateway to me tells me he'll probably stay on one base for a while. Looks like he has 300 gas, so and he doesn't look like he's going to be expanding anytime soon. It does have this pylon here, which tells me that he might want to expand at some point. And here's the probe here, so he might be looking to expand. I don't know why you would build a gateway before the expansion, but maybe just for safety. The bunker now being salvaged from Naama, and it looks like a small little push going out there coming, and it will inevitably intersect Mana's army. A Banshee is also being built, with siege tech being completed just now. Mana is scouting to see what the composition is right now with this probe, and gotta be careful with that Stalker. You don't want to get your Stalkers out there. Ooh, 2 Immortals now. So if we look at the composition, looks like we have 8 Zealots, 2 Immortals, 3 Sentries, 1 Stalker versus 1 Tank, 2 Marauders, 1 Banshee, a Raven, and a Marine. So, you know what? That point defense drone won't do too much because there are only 2 Stalkers. The interesting choice for the Immortals would be good against the Tanks and Marauders. And here we have the encounter. This will be the really only clash, as you can tell by the time. Oops, I should have an overlay. And it looks like Zealots taking the initial damage, cutting off some Marines. Point defense drone. Whoa, sorry about the mouse. Oh my god, point defense drone's coming down. And the tank being taken down quite easily. All these SCVs coming off the line. Oh my gosh, why would you do that? SCVs coming off the line are going to take some of the damage. Force field's going down, protecting. And Mana's forces. Siege tank is in siege mode. And it looks like this Raven has survived, but is not doing too much. There aren't any Stalkers. I think that the composition of Mana is just too good. And that Raven was a mistake. It should have been a Banshee. And it... Oh my god, I think that Mana is going to, with an early push here, is just going to take a game off of Naama, and great play by both players. Interesting to see this, it's interesting to see 2 Immortals come out, and basically that came down to the composition of the Immortals and Zealots and Sentries didn't work. Naama's, his little ball of Marines and Marauders, that was really a Stalker, the Tanks, the Marauders, the Raven, it was all meant to destroy Stalkers. So I think that Mana just had, he had the right units. Ooh, we did have a Banshee in the base of Mana. Ooh, 15 kills. We missed that. You want to go back and see it? I don't think so. We've seen that a million times. So if that push did not win, it looks like the Harvester count is 20 versus 13. Well, it's 20 versus 13 because I guess all the SCVs from Naama were taken off the line and killed. But I don't know. I guess I was wondering where that Banshee went. So I think that it would have been better if the Banshee came out first. So that was it. That was the cast. Do enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter because I will keep you updated on when I cast live tournaments. And yeah, you can just twitter.com/GalaxyStarcraft. Cheers.